Welcome to another Trackmania Turbo Trackmaster tutorial. Today we're featuring number 56. There's really nothing all that interesting to say with it. It's another one in the car I like because it's the slowest. The terrain's kind of wonky, but there's enough road here where it is doable. So let's get right into it. Again, there's kind of that braking glitch thing where you can do the air brake, but I don't know all that well about it. Again, if you want to look at that, there's videos with tutorials about that are showing it more than explaining it by words, but apparently in some way, shape, or form that does help, but I don't use it. Either way, not using it is still Trackmaster pretty easily. As you can see there, I already got it into this run. But anyway, to start off, no steering movements yet, and then you take that jump fine, because you're already in the middle to begin with. Here's where you kind of have to start doing steering movements, and this is kind of to your own call as well. You can try to go all the way out there, which sort of helps. But that's that much riskier, and either way you make the turn full throttle anyway. Because no matter how you do that first turn, if you go all the way to the edge or not, you sort of have to go on the grass here to make it full throttle. You can attempt to slow down, but both are risky, and this is overall faster. It's risky to try to slow down because you may miss and hit those walls. And it's risky doing this because you may spin out, but either way it's risky, but this is faster while still risky. So take the faster route, I guess. It may depend on the person there, but at least both I messed up many a time with both strategies, but this one did seem to be a consistently faster strategy. So anyway, when you go in the grass there, you will skid, but that will slow you down enough to actually make the turn. So whatever, I am in the lead. For this turn, and I guess for all subsequent turns, other than ones I explain more later, get on the dirt more than the grass there. The dirt is way more predictable than the grass. Same there. Same there. But for this turn, you have to actually turn a little bit just so you don't hit that wall. But you don't want to turn too much. So that way you're on the outside going into this turn. And this, if you make it through the first bit without spinning out or going wide, this is probably what will make or break your lap the most. Because you just barely make it full throttle, you have to get out wide there to even have a chance at all. And you don't want to hit that wall going into it, or that wall going out of it. As y'all can see there, I got close to both, but you have to. So that's definitely a practice turn, but it is doable full throttle. Just go wide into it, and then that's the best you can get. And then you want to get stable by this section. That's actually not all that hard. With this being a slower car, it is relatively stable to get it, or it is relatively easy to get it stable. So that way you take the jump stable. But beyond this, it's random, honestly. This is the most stable I've ever taken a jump. From what I can tell, I've landed it pretty much perfectly. I would say that ended up pretty much perfectly. My car's still straight at this point. But yet, I still veer a bit. There's no in-air steering in this game unless it's a stunt event, and this is not. But I still veer a bit. And as y'all can see there, that seems plenty stable. I wasn't skidding any. It didn't show like the meters of drifting or whatever, so that means I was stable and I still veered. This is by far the best I've ever taken this section in terms of smoothness, and I still veered a bit. In other words, this jump section is nearly impossible, honestly. Once you get it right, you should get Trackmaster by a good bit as long as you don't hit anything and don't slow down. But even for me, who I've got Trackmaster twice, it's nearly impossible. 9 out of 10 times I either hit the sides or I spin out or something like that. A lot of practice needs it to go into that section. A lot of practice. And it ain't even over yet either. When you land this, if you got it going as straight as you can, you sort of still need to stay for that turn, like stay going straight. You don't really want to turn out because there's scenery there that ain't dirt, so all that's iffy. And you have to make sure you turn in just enough to not be too much in that scenery as well. And when you go to the inside there, but not too much for the scenery to mess you up, you still sort of kind of get messed up. because the way in which the elevation is, wait for it, folks, you go on 2 wheels. There's nothing you can really do about that. You can't actually go that much wider, or else you run the risk of hitting that. And you can't really go to the inside, or you're going to hit that. You can go a bit wider, but the wider you go is the more track you use, and therefore it's slower. And you don't really need a good run off, because the finish line is right there. And no matter where you are, you're going to be on 2 wheels. So that's overall the best way to do it, and that ain't even the hardest section. The hardest section is the jump section, and there ain't even really all that much I can say about it, just because I couldn't even get it right, getting it as smooth as possible. The game didn't even tell me it was really hitting it wrong, but still I veered. So, it may just be the way the jumps are laid out. The jumps aren't laid out exactly straight, but either way, this is one of the hardest events I've done in the entire game. I eventually got it, but not easily. But that actually ended up paying off in the rankings. Because again, I'm still not first in Kentucky. Someone's really caught and picking good with this car in Kentucky. But I am top 500 in the world, so I'll definitely take that. That's my second best overall, I think, for all of these in terms of rankings. I say overall because number 12, I was like exactly 500th in the world, but there was way more people in it. And then number 1, I was like 2,000 in the world, but there's way more people in it. But technically, by lowest amount, I think this is that 400 and something in the world. So as y'all can see, I eventually did it, but it took forever to do it, and y'all can't really see that. Just trust me. This one, I think, literally took like 2.5 hours to get this. Granted, I got Trackmaster before it, but still, even that was, I think, about 2 hours and 15 minutes. So if you want to put a lot of practice into it, it's completely full throttle. And really all you need to know is to keep it stable. But even saying that, it's almost impossible to do. So good luck. I hope y'all enjoyed this, because I'm not sure if you're really going to enjoy doing it yourselves, but it is doable. And that, I guess, is still worth a yeehaw.